Today I'm going to show you how to do cutout tapestry crochet. It's just like regular tapestry crochet, but there's no background. It looks like it's cut out. So I'm going to post the link to this stitch fiddle graph for you to use and follow along as we make this cutout tapestry crochet orange together. Make sure you give me a like, give me a follow for more fiber arts content and crochet tutorials like this one. So what I have here is a picture of an orange that I drew on Procreate on my iPad, and I'm going to take this picture and upload it to Stitch Fiddle. So what I'm going to do is press Gallery, select my orange, share, PNG, save image. Now I'm going to go to Safari. I'm going to go to stitchfiddle.com and I'm going to create a new chart for crochet color work, no preference, from a picture. And I'm going to choose the picture that I just downloaded. And it creates a grid to work from. The only issue with this is huge. There are so many pixels here. So what I want to do is click on the menu button, and right here you can see the size says 150. That is how tall the piece is. So right now it's 115 single crochets by 150 rows. That's a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to see what happens if I try a height of 75. Actually, I kind of want this to be small. What happens if I do a height of 50? This is what I get. This still looks pretty good. I'm going to see if I can take it even smaller. 30. Okay. I think it reads better at 50. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now you can see it creates a ton of colors, even though my project has, let's see. Oh, no, it did it perfectly actually. But a lot of times when you upload a picture, it's going to put a ton of colors in here and you're going to have to merge the colors to delete them. But right now it looks like it's actually done this perfectly for me. So there are some adjustments that I want to make. So I'm just going to click on Save Chart. And this is what I have now. Load, please. Load, please. Okay. So this is what I end up with. This is my chart here. So I can edit this chart. I'm going to reload the page because it's acting kind of funny. There we go. Okay, so I just want to clear up some of these details. I think I like the orange, except for down here, there's a random light colored orange. So I'm going to click edit. Is my Apple Pencil not working? It's working. Okay. Edit, and I'm going to choose the darkest orange. Come down here and just click on that funky little piece that was hanging out all by itself. Mochi, go lay down. My dog is pacing. Oh my God. Okay, I put the dog away and I'm back. There's another random, another random one here. I'm going to fill that in. I like how this looks. I like how the rest of this looks. The leaf, I'm going to get that, medium green that's used for the stem. I'm going to connect the leaf to the stem, and then I'm going to basically connect these dots. And in my opinion, this always reads better when you like physically connect them. So go up and across like this. If you do like this, when you crochet it, they kind of are spaced out and it doesn't really read as a smooth line. You could combat that by going over it with surface crochet when you're done with your piece, but I just like to do it this way. I feel like it looks better. And I think that looks pretty good. And now I have my graph that is ready to go. So I'm going to go pick out my yarns and I will be back and start crocheting and I'll show you how to make this tapestry cutout. Now I have my yarn, so I picked out an orangey yellow, orange, and a dark orange. This is my light green, medium, and my darker green. So what I'm going to do is take my chart, and I want it to load properly. Here we go. And I'm going to make this first row down here. All right, so I'm going to start out with my slip knot. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I want to go over that with single crochets. So I'm going to chain 1 and then go into the second chain from the hook and do a single crochet. And I'm going to single crochet all the way across. It's a little fiddly when you first start the piece, so you just kind of have to be patient. Okay, as you can see, the next stitches are farther out. They're going to be this orange color. What I'm going to do is, instead of finishing off this stitch with the dark orange, I'm going to go back in, I'm just going to take it out. I'm going to start my single crochet, and instead of finishing it, I'm going to go ahead and take this orange, my medium orange, and I'm going to hold on to it, wrap it around my fingers like I do. However you wrap it around, hold on to that yarn and pull it through. And now you can see you still have this stitch here that looks perfectly perfect, just like the other stitches here. It looks just as well as the other single crochets. You don't notice that this is a medium orange coming out of it. And I'm going to take a look here at my chart. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets that need to happen. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and then in the second chain from the hook I'm going to do a single crochet, and I'm going to do 4, 5, 6. There's 4, 5, 6. And because I'm going to change colors, I'm going to go ahead and do my color change now before I finish off this 6th stitch. So I just take my yarn. This is my wrong side and my right side. I'm going to take it to the wrong side, hold on to it, go ahead and take my dark orange again, pull it through to finish off the stitch. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dark orange stitches. But what happens is, as you can see, I've run out of space. So what we're going to do now is use a foundation single crochet. I think that's what it's called. So to do the next 2 stitches, I'm going to go in the bottom, exactly where the single crochet is. I'm going to go into the bottom of that stitch. I'm going to yarn over, pull through 1 time here, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, and that creates another chain for you. And this is a single crochet that you're going to finish off. Yarn over, pull through. So what you've done is you've created a chain and a single crochet right there. So there's 1, and I need 1 more. So I'm going to do it slowly so you can see. I'm going into the chain I just made. So it's the bottom, the very bottom of that single crochet. I'm going into the bottom of it, yarn over, pull through. That's 1. Yarn over, pull through 1 loop. That's 2. Yarn over, pull through both loops. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. It's very, very simple. Once you get the hang of it, it's easy peasy. All right, next up we have 1, 2 more out here. So I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2. I'm going to chain 1, turn. In that second chain from the hook, I'm going to do single crochet, and now I have 1, 2 right where I need them. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more single crochets to do. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the right side. This is the wrong side. I'm going to take my yarn, tuck it on the wrong side. I usually hold on to it with one of my fingers over here, and then I'm going to pick up my new color. I'm going to finish off this stitch. Make sure your tension is not too tight because you don't want to be pulling on these stitches over here when you come over through here. All right, and then I pull on this yarn here to just kind of tighten up my stitch because it can loosen up. Okay, and now I have 5, 4, I have 9 stitches to do. So basically I'm going to get to the edge here and then I'm going to do 2 more. Oh, and on Stitch Fiddle, you can actually use this feature. You go to Menu and Progress Tracker, and you can go to the row that you're on. So I am technically on row 8 here. So then you can see what's highlighted is what you're working on. So that's a pretty neat feature that I should have been using already, but I didn't. But we've got it now, so that's all good. All right, this is a little tricky to get into this stitch right now. All right. Boop. Okay. So I need to do the, what's it called? The foundationless single crochet or the foundation single crochet. It's one or the other. So I'm going to go into the bottom, basically the same place where I stitched my last single crochet. I'm going in there. It's really tight. I should have had better tension. So that's 1, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Okay. This isn't looking very good. I'm going to redo this. Something went a little wonky. Also, I'm like bending my crochet hook because these are so tight. This is not ideal. Here we go. There. Now it's in there good. Okay. All right, here's my single crochet, foundation single crochet. Here we go. I'm going to go into the very bottom of this stitch here. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1 loop. That's a chain right there. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and that's a single crochet. And I need 1, 2, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go into the chain that I just made, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 1, that's 2, yarn over, pull through both, that's 3. And there we go. So then you just keep going. That's how you do it. I'm going to keep going, and I will come back to you when we're up here for the trickier parts. All right, I'm going to do my color change, and now this yarn just floats across the back like that. Make sure you're not going to do it too tight. Keep your tension nice and even. And that is floating yarn in tapestry crochet. All right, so here we go. I have my first decrease in stitches. So I'm gonna, instead of skipping this and doing like a slip stitch, and doing a slip stitch with like a single crochet, that kind of looks boxy. So I just do a decrease. All I do is go into this stitch, and this is the stitch. The next one is the one that we actually want to make. So by putting them together, 2 single crochets together, we have effectively skipped a stitch and gone down in our count. So I'm going to just do that again. This is a simple decrease. It's 2 single crochets together because I'm skipping 1 stitch. So this would be like I'm skipping this stitch, but I'm going to do my decrease with it. So I'm going to go in it, do my single crochet, start the single crochet, go in here, do a second single crochet, yarn over, pull through. But I'm going to yarn over, pull through with my yellow yarn because it's time for a color change. Boop. There we go. So that gives me 1 stitch here, 1 orange stitch, and then the yellow stitch, just like the chart. Okay, so now over here, I have another decrease in the number of stitches for this row. So what I'm gonna do, instead of just doing this stitch right here and stopping, I'm gonna do another decrease. Because if we do a stitch right here and stop and go up, do you see how like choppy that looks? It just doesn't look good. So we're going to include it in our very last stitch. So we're gonna do 2 single crochets together to do a decrease. And now I have 1, 2 dark orange here, 1, 2 dark orange, and it matches. All right, so I've gotten to a tricky part here in my pattern where there's a blank space. There's 2 greens, blank space, and then 2 greens. So I've got 2 green. I think for my blank space, I'm just gonna go and do a slip stitch. And then in the next one, go ahead and do my 2 green. If I can get my hook in there. There's 1 green and 2 green with my foundation stitch there. Now I'm going to work on just the stem here. I'm not going to go back over to this leaf until I'm done with the stem here because I've started this part, it's branching off. I'm going to work on this part. So it comes out. So I'm going to chain 1, 2. I'm going to go in the second chain for my hook and do a single crochet. There's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 3 single crochets, and then I'm going to go up to my next row. It skips 2 stitches and then it has 2 single crochets. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn. I'm going to slip stitch. Actually, do I even want to chain 1? Let me take it out. All right, I'm going to not chain 1. I'm going to turn. I'm going to slip stitch 1, 2 to skip those 2, 1, 2, and then I'm not going to chain. I'm just going to do a single crochet. That helps to keep it looking a little bit smoother than with the chain. And then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, another single crochet there, and I'm going to fasten this off. And there is the stem. Boop. There's the stem. And now I'm going to finish off the leaf. And with the stem, instead of making it look like boxy, like if I were to block it exactly as is, it's looking kind of boxy. When you block, you can actually just kind of stretch it a little bit. And it looks more like a stem and looks a little less boxy. Now I'm gonna go back. I did this row here, so I'm gonna come back, finish the leaf. I'm gonna come up here, and I need this middle color green again, so I'm going to do a slip knot, slap that bad boy on my hook, find the stitch that I'm supposed to stitch into, which is this one right here. I'm going to do a slip stitch, and then I'm going to do a single crochet and one more, and then I'm just going to continue my way out here. All right, so I've got this tricky little bit here. Where I am skipping 3 stitches and then continuing on. So what I've done, my previous row, I did 1 chain. I'm going to skip 1 stitch, go to the next stitch, do a slip stitch. That makes 2 stitches. Go to the 3rd stitch, do a slip stitch. Then I'm going to do my single crochets across. And here's what the right side, will look like. All right. When you're done, your orange should look something like this. You should have pretty rounded edges based on especially based on doing these decreases the way that we do. Sometimes you might have a little bit of bumpiness of like looking blocky. And what I like to do when I finish these off is I will just go around the border in some other color. This one I would probably just do white. Just go around white with white yarn and do like single crochets around it to give it like a little frame, a little border. And then I'll go ahead and cut off, weave in these loose ends here, cut them off, weave them in, and block it so that it lays nice and flat instead of doing this. And then I'll be able to hang it up on the wall.